Hello peeps and welcome back to Modded Minecraft with Nightdagger. We're on episode 30 and that means at the end of this episode, that's right, it's world upload time. So, let's get through today's episode and then at the end of today's episode, upload my world and you will have access to everything that you see here. Now, before we get started with today's main event, I did make a couple of changes off camera. As I was looking through this system out here, I noticed that it was not powering these things efficiently. These things were not properly loading with charcoal. So I put a second furnace out here. It wasn't working. So I have changed the system and I will show you what I did. Down here, first of all, you will notice that I now have a barrel for charcoal. We currently have 17 stacks of charcoal. Up here I have a temporary setup with two furnaces that have import buses attached to the side, a chest here with an export bus. This should look kind of familiar. It's exporting oak wood. The redstone card is set to only work if it's not getting a signal. The level emitter is set to emit a signal if our wood level falls below 3000. So if we drop below 3000 wood, it will stop converting into charcoal. Up here, I have an ME cable running out here now to an ME interface. This ME interface is told to keep one stack of charcoal in stock at all times. The transfer node is still attached to it, pulling the charcoal out and feeding it into the different dynamos out there. You may also notice that I have peer-to-peer tunnels set up. I did a little bit of testing off camera and I figured out how these stupid things work. So, the next time I do a live stream, I will show you guys. However, suffice it to say that I was putting them on backwards. The flat white end needs to face outside, and the four square end needs to be facing inside. And then this cable also needs to receive an outside source of power, because these peer-to-peer tunnels do not allow the transfer of power, they only allow the transfer of data. So you need a way to power the cable that's in between. Well, you can do that using another cable attached to another line with a little piece of quartz fiber to splice them together. Quartz fiber will transfer power, it will not transfer data. So, with this, I have 3 channels in the middle cable here, right? If we take a look at the dense cable, there are 4 channels there. There's 3 channels here because 1, 2, 3. There's 1 channel going out this way, the ME interface out there. So, P2P tunnel, channel 1, P2P tunnel, channel 2, P2P tunnel, channel 3. Basically, it gives you a way to pass many, many more channels along a regular cable as opposed to having to run dense cable all over the place. If you guys are confused about that, let me know in the comments. I will gladly do a short tutorial video on how to handle P2P networks, because it's pretty confusing crap. It confused me for a while. Alright, on to today's main event. We're going to build an ender quarry. Now, I want to say, for the record, the system that we have out here, this power system, it's capable of putting out 64,000 RF a tick under full load. It is not capable of sustaining that indefinitely. We're not getting enough wood from the forestry farm to sustain maximum output at all times. So we're going to go kind of light on the ender quarry stuff until we get, properly situated for it. But we're definitely going to get one going. So the first thing we're going to need is the ender quarry itself. The ender quarry is crafted with diamond etch computational matrix, 2 ender cores, 2 ender fused obsidian, 2 endothermic pumps, and a diamond pickaxe. The diamond etch computational matrix is burnt quartz, ender infused obsidian, and diamonds. So we're going to need a little bit of burnt quartz. Easiest way to get burnt quartz is to just take regular nether quartz, 1, 2, 3, 4, toss this in a furnace somewhere. One, two, three, four. And we have our burnt quartz. Need a diamond pickaxe. We need our 2 ender cores, which takes Eye of Ender. Some magical wood, which we made off camera. Well, the last of it I made off camera. Alright, so we got our 2 ender cores. We need our diamond etched computational matrix, which we've got. Ender quarry. Haha. Now, we need a way to define the area for the ender quarry. There's 2 different ways to do this. You can use fences, but that requires you to have 1 fence for every area of the boundary. That's a pain in the ass. We're not going to do that. Instead, we're going to make ender markers. An ender marker is made with 2 ender infused obsidian and an ender pearl, but it has to be made through a QED. What is a QED? A QED is a quantum ender diviner. It is made with another diamond etched computational matrix, a couple of eyes of ender, some more ender infused obsidian, and a crafting table. Okay, not a problem. We're going to need a little more ender infused obsidian. So we'll go ahead and get ourselves another 4 of them. Sure, why not? We're going to need 4 more nether quartz, or blocks of nether quartz burnt into burnt quartz. I could have sworn I made 4. Oh well, have 4 now. Alright. Diamond etched computational matrix. We've got him. Eyes of Ender. Well, we're going to need crafting table too, so. Really, I don't have any regular wood planks. We're going to need 2 Eyes of Ender. 1, 2. And we have our Quantum Ender Diviner. Awesome. Let's go upstairs. We're going to set him next to our build craft table over here, because this is kind of the extra utilities version of this. So, what can you do with a Quantum Ender Diviner? Well, you can make recipes in the Quasar entanglement device. What kind of recipes? Well, lots actually, but the one we're after is the Ender Marker. We're going to need 3 of these things. We need 2 Ender Infused Obsidian and an Ender Pearl for each one. It's okay, we're going to need a little more Ender Infused Obsidian, so let's come over here, grab out some obsidian. I'm going to rip this off and place him under there to start reloading. We'll toss some obsidian in there. Make ourselves a little bit of ender infused. We need 3 of these things, so we need 3 end pearls and 6 ender infused obsidian. And we are ready. Or are we? It's not doing anything. There's no progress being made because this thing requires power. You can't just splice it into an energy cell. That's not the kind of power that the quantum entanglement doohickey takes. Nope. In case you haven't noticed, this thing pretty much changes its name every time you look at it. I think quail emitting ducks is my favorite one. Alright. This thing runs off of ender flux crystals, which is an eye of ender and ender infused obsidian. So let's make a few more of these. We'll just go with 4 for now. And we're going to need a little bit more ender infused. 1, 2. Gets us 1, 2. These things have to be placed somewhere close to the quantum energy device. We're just going to call it the QED from now on instead of going with the whole, oh, it's this. No, we're just going to call it a QED. Place these things somewhere near it. Doesn't matter where. You'll see they turn green. This thing is now getting power. We're all good. I don't think you guys are going to be able to see what I'm doing here, but I've got something idling in the background, so let me take care of this while this is running. There we go. We've got 1 ender marker. Cool. Now, we're also going to need a couple of tesseracts for this, because we're going to need to transfer energy. We're going to need to transfer, well, we're going to need to transfer power, and we're also going to need to transfer items back to our system. The easiest way to do this is with a QED and an ME interface, or not a tesseract and an ME interface. So we're going to need 2 empty tesseract frames. I am out of hardened glass apparently, so let's see. We have some powdered obsidian, but not much. We will take what we can get. Where's my pulverizer? There we go. Pulverizer in. Make sure it's not outputting. It's not. Good. Let's see here. We're going to need the induction smelter. We're going to need some lead. Induction smelter, lead, obsidian. This is going to get us a bit more of this stuff. We're going to need a total of 8. Okay, there's our 8. We'll throw the other 3 in here. And 1, 2, 3, 4 for 1, 2. We're going to need to fill these things with molten resonant ender. It takes 1 bucket for each tesseract. Right? Right. We're also going to need bronze and silver. We'll set that up, head upstairs, and get our 2 ender markers out of here. Back down we go. We've got 1 tesseract frame. We're just waiting for the other. Bam. Come on, you can do it. You can do it. Let's go. Move it. Speed. Now, please. Thank you. Ding. Tesseract. All right. Let's go ahead and get this thing set up. We're going to want a setup on our main line. Right? Right. I think probably the easiest way to make this happen. Let's see, where can I tap into the main power line and still put it in easy reach of an ME interface? Which we're going to go ahead and craft one. Yes, my system knows how to automatically craft ME interfaces. That's handled by this thing down here. I think the easiest place to do this is going to be right here. I'm going to splice this ME interface for input off of, I don't want to splice it off my processor channel here. And I don't want to splice it off of this line because this line is driving my storage. I don't want to overload my storage lines. You know what? This would be a form of storage though, so it would make sense to do it here. But then I'm going to have the problem of getting that resonant conduit down here. I might just do it right off of this line here. This seems like the most reasonable place to do it. So, we're going to put our ME interface right there. That's going to splice the channel off of this line. We're going to put a tesseract right next to it. This tesseract is going to be on channel 2. Channel 2 is going to be named Quarry. It is going to receive items. It is going to receive fluids. It is going to send energy. So, we now have a way to send energy out and receive items in. Let's take our Ender Quarry and go find a place to build something. I'm going to get an angel block. And I'm going to get a few pieces of cobblestone. You'll see why in a few minutes. I want to come up here because I know I haven't done any mining out this way. I know that the quarry, or the digging that I've done so far, has not brought me out this way. So we're going to take our angel block, and right about here, we're going to put our angel block down at the surface of the water. The nice thing about the angel block is it lets you put it down anywhere you want. And then you just smash it. It goes right back in your inventory. It's nice. Okay, we are on X level 881. Let's fly out this way. And it doesn't matter how far. It really doesn't matter how far. This looks good for now. We're still on X level 881. We're going to put down our block. We're going to need this right here because it's got to be on the same Y level too. We're on Y level 65. We're going to put an ender marker down there. If we fly back out this way, we stand on this block of cobblestone, you'll see this is also X81, Y65. The purple marker tells us that we're doing something right. Now, we're on Z level 790. Let's head out this way. And again, it doesn't matter how far. You can set these things up to be 1,000 by 1,000 if you really want that. So just go ahead and go right here. Angel block down. Not exactly what I wanted to do, but we'll work with it. Piece of cobblestone, break the angel block. Cobblestone on top. Place that down. We're getting a purple marker going out this way. That tells us we're still doing something right. Next to these ender markers, we're going to put down this piece of cobble here. We're going to put down our ender quarry right there. We're going to right click the ender quarry. It says analyzing fence boundary found at Attached ender marker successfully established boundary. This means now that we should be able to break these ender markers and take these home with us. Now that the quarry has found its boundary, these don't need to be here anymore. We've got 2 of them. We'll head out this way. We'll grab this one too. We'll head back this way. And now, it's just a matter of getting this thing running. Well, how are we going to get it running? We're just going to pop the Tesseract on top. See, we're mining at 882, 70, 700, 0 blocks scan. Let's place the Tesseract on top. We are going to be sending items, sending fluids, receiving energy on channel 2 for Quarry. We hit this, and it's not going to seem like anything is happening, but we're going to see that the ender core is getting power. It's doing something, isn't it? Let's head back to our base. If we head back to our base and pop down here, our power supply isn't doing anything. Well, what the heck is going on with that? Well, our power supply doesn't need to do anything because these things are putting out so much frickin' power. See, that's putting out 320 RF a tick. That thing is running. Top steam. The reason our power supply is showing this... Actually, you know what? Did I actually ever even... Yeah, see, I don't think I ever actually even... No. Well, it's still reading 100%. So it's still reading the block up there. If I toss my jetpack in here, try to saturate this system. No, it's not going to work. Okay, well, let's take this energy module out. Let's take this energy module out, and let's link these things both to the new cell. Okay, well, I mean, it's still working. If we take a look in here, our cobblestone is going up pretty fast. Yeah, it's doing something. Our gravel just went up. You can see our dirt occasionally going up. Yes, this is actually working. This is doing exactly what we need it to do. But our system is perfectly capable of keeping up. Currently. Let's go ahead and make a change to that system, because right now you're noticing it's pulling up cobblestone. That means that it's not mining with silk touch, which means that if we come across quartz or something like that, it's going to break the quartz and give us normal rewards for the quartz. It's going to give us normal rewards for redstone, for lapis, for stuff like that. We don't want that. We want to be able to process all of our stuff through our extractor. Let's see what it's going to take to get a silk touch upgrade for that ender quarry. Well, it's actually pretty easy. It's an ender quarry upgrade base, a gold pickaxe with silk touch 1. That's your issue. You need a gold pickaxe with silk touch 1 on it. Well, we can try to get lucky. let's see if we can get a gold pickaxe with Silk Touch. We'll pop this thing over here. We'll go ahead and drain 30 levels. We'll enchant this thing with 30 levels. And Unbreaking 3. No luck. Put that one away. Get another one. Let's get 30 more levels. Bammo! Efficiency, fortune. Well, we'll keep the fortune. We may need that later. Try this again. Bam! Fortune efficiency, exactly the same as one we just got. This should tell you how many levels I had stored in this frickin' tank. Efficiency 4, Silk Touch 1. That might actually just do it. Alright. We are going to need the upgrade base, which is crafted with a piece of burnt quartz and 4 ender-infused obsidian in the QED. So, we're going to need some burnt quartz. We need some ender-infused obsidian. And we'll go upstairs to our QED. Put the recipe in here. And we can hear it start working. See the particle effects? Yeah, quail eating ducks. I think that's my favorite one. Now, here's the trick. I don't know if efficiency on this golden pickaxe is going to mess us up. If it does, I've got a trick. Let's find out if it's going to mess us up. The Silk Touch upgrade is an Ender Quarry base, 2 redstone, and the gold pickaxe, which, nope, it worked. So we've got ourselves a Silk Touch upgrade. Let's fly out after I come back in here and get my jetpack. Let's fly out here. Let's upgrade this quarry. Upgrading the quarry is actually really easy. All you do is just click the upgrade on one of the open phases, like so. Our quarry is now upgraded with Silk Touch. It is going to consume a little bit more power, but it is now going to Silk Touch any block that it encounters. We go downstairs. Our power supply is still showing a net of 0, which means we are meeting our power supply. If we take a look at our charcoal, we're going to see that it is currently holding relatively steady. It's going up a little bit, so we are still not exceeding the maximum demand of our system. But we're close. Well, what else do we need to do in order to get this thing running full-time automatically? Well, I've got a diamond chest here, and we're not going to worry about moving ores into the into the extractor and running the extractor automatically yet, because If we do that, it's going to fire up all the frickin' time. I kind of want to have some control over when the extractor gets its power. So what we're going to do is we're going to upgrade this gold chest eventually to a diamond chest. And then we're going to automatically export our ores into the diamond chest, where they will naturally filter down into the extractor. Once they reach the extractor is only going to run when we tell it to. But I do need to do something about this. What I'm thinking I'm going to do about this is I'm going to put on one side of it, probably just like, I don't know, probably this side. I don't know. Basically, I want to have a way to get this into a furnace. I'm thinking the easiest way to do this is going to be to have an item transfer node pull out of this diamond chest and put it into an ender chest. Now, I could put it into the ME system, but it seems like an unnecessary step. So, we're going to need 2 ender chests. I just so happen to have 2. We're going to kidnap this redstone furnace. And we're actually going to put him... Where are we going to put him? Don't know. I'll figure it out. We're going to need a hopper. I think this will work. We are going to need, and you can see that the stone is now going up, not cobblestone. So, our system is working. We're going to need an item transfer node. We're going to need a filter. Now, we're going to need a filter because we need to filter out tungsten. This means we're going to need to process a little bit of iron in our extractor because we need to get a source of sintered tungsten. We got to have the flakes in order to program this thing so it doesn't pull the flakes out and try to put the flakes in the furnace, because if the flakes get into the furnace, they aren't going to cook. So, let's go ahead and turn the extractor temporarily on. And we have such a massive backlog of jet fuel here that I'm just going to dump a full 128 buckets into our gas turbines back there. It's draining really slow. Even with the sound muffler there. Even with the sound muffler there, this thing still sounds like a beast. We get any more iron yet? Yeah, we got 2. Dump that in. It gets immediately broken down. We'll go ahead and filter this. That way, if any sintered tungsten do come up, there we go. That's all we needed. We're going to program this thing. Actually, we're not going to program it quite yet. We need to invert this filter, because we want this filter to pull out everything except tungsten. That's done by combining the item filter with a redstone torch. This filter is now programmed to pull out everything except for tungsten. We need to break him. We're going to put the transfer node on the side here, just like that. And then we're going to program... Let's see. Do I have any... No, I don't have any yellow dye. I have lapis, though. I got plenty of lapis. So we're going to set these 2 chests up. with a color code. Color code we're going to use for this is going to be blue, white, blue. Blue, white, blue. There we go. Downstairs. Put that down. We're going to start moving iron into there. Somewhere off of this power line, we are going to need to put down our redstone furnace, which we're going to put it right here. There's a reason. He is going to output towards that ME interface. He's going to accept from the side. We're going to bore a hole in our ceiling right there. That's where we're going to put this other ender chest. Hopper is going to go on the side there. We should pull iron ore into here. It should cook up into iron ore flakes. It should get dumped into the ME interface. And the ME interface should dump the iron straight in to our ME system. You can see our supply of iron ore is indeed going up. Now, I may eventually want to move this a little bit so that I can put an item transfer node on the side so I can yank stuff out faster. As a matter of fact, you know what? Let's just do that now. Because when we start getting to stuff like redstone, yeah, this system is not going to play nice with redstone. Because 1 redstone flake equals 4 redstone dust, right? It's going to take a while to break this, I'm sorry. There we go. Alright, so we're going to put the ender chest here. We're going to wrench off the furnace. We're going to put him here instead. We're going to use our hopper to load him up. We're going to go get an item transfer node. And we're going to put a stack upgrade on this thing. So, stacks upgrade. I am wasting so much fuel right now. Let's go turn our, come on, let's go turn our extractor off. Because if we come down here and look in this extractor, it's empty. So we were doing nothing but wasting fuel. We're eventually going to need a way to tell us how much fuel is in those things. Item transfer node, stack upgrade. Wait, what? How are we pulling nether quartz out? Where are we getting nether quartz from? That makes no sense whatsoever. Oh, wait, yeah, it makes perfect sense. We're processing nether quartz dust now. We're not processing iron. Derp. Makes perfect sense. If we switch that over with iron, now we're going to see this thing after we take that out. This is now going to be pulling iron bars into the system. Now, the reason why we did the reason why we've got that stack upgrade on there is because of redstone flakes, which I don't have any in my system right now. But And you guys get the idea. Alright, so we still need to tell this system, hey, leave tungsten alone. We've just told it that. This system will never pull out tungsten, even if tungsten is the first item in here. It will completely ignore the tungsten and it will pull out everything else. All of the rest of these items that are in here should be able to be smelted in a regular furnace. Coal can, mercury can, it becomes a mercury item, which requires extra processing. Same thing with the sapphire, the peridot. Indium just becomes an indium bar. Uranium becomes a uranium ingot. But, yeah. Alright, so this system is now capable of taking the stuff that comes out of the extractor and automatically dumping it into a furnace. Right where we want it, so that it can be processed, dumped directly into our ME system, and we will have lots and lots and lots of good resources. Now, the only things we need to do, 2 things before we end this episode. First of all, we're not going to do anything with the ore right now. Eventually, we are going to need to route everything over to that chest that I was talking about. We're going to want to send all types of ore that can be processed through the extractor over there. There are some types of ore that cannot be processed by the extractor, like salt ore. Salt ore cannot be processed by the extractor. It pretty much has to just be broken down by hand. I don't know if bauxite can. I think it can, but I'm not sure. Most other types of ore can, I think. I'm not sure about... I'm not sure about bauxite. I know salt can't. At least I don't think salt can. No, salt cannot be broken down in that table. So, salt is one of the things that we're going to have to be. Am I out of fertilizer again? Yeah, I'm out of fertilizer. We're going to have to eventually automate the crafting of this too. There. Now our fertilizer, or now our system has fertilizer, it can start cutting down our trees again. There's one more thing that I want to do before we end this episode. If we bore down into here, and then use our shovel to dig out we're going to see this is where our barrels are. So, we're running very close on our apple oak saplings. We are within about 6,000 of that being full. Our apples, we still have about 20,000 to go there, so we're good. Gravel. We're still okay on gravel for the moment. Oh, hello. He scared the crap out of me. Alright. Dirt, sand, we're probably going to want to upgrade them. Hello. Go away. I'm going to sleep through the night before I have a creeper attack. Get the fuck out of my house. I am not Direwolf 20. Okay, this is the opposite wall. We're gonna see, where's my stone being stored? Do I seriously not have a barrel for stone? I need to fix that. Because if my stone is being stored in an ME... Oh, wow. Yeah, we're going to need to change that because I got 10k stone. And going up rapidly. So, let's go ahead and for the moment we're going to get ourselves a barrel. We're going to need some pistons. We've got some pistons. It's going to get us 14 of those upgrades. We're actually going to want even more than that, I think. So we're going to need to make some better barrels. We're going to need slabs and wood. It's not like we're hurting for those. And we're going to need chests. How many chests do I have? 56? Good. 56 barrels, I can deal with that. 56 barrels, 104 pistons, bunch more barrel upgrades. We're going to need some structural upgrades. We're going to want the Mark 1. I seriously have no wood in the system. Of all the things to need, wood planks are one of the things that vexes me most. We're going to want the Mark 1, Mark 2, Mark 3, Mark 4, Mark 5, need some obsidian, come here. Get on there, make me some obsidian now. One, okay, off of this line. Yeah, I'm putting stone into the system, I can tell. Alright. We're going to need, let's see, what are we going to need? We're going to need a storage bus. I've already got 5 of them in here, so that's good. We're going to need a piece of stone, just a piece of stone. Drop down. We're going to put our barrel on this line. He's going to get a storage bus attached to the top of him. This storage bus, or this barrel, is going to be programmed for stone. It's going to be locked on stone. This thing is going to be programmed to accept stone at a priority of 1,000. Any stone that comes into the system now should go into this, right? Let's go ahead and start applying upgrades. Mark 1, Mark 2, Mark 3, Mark 4, Mark 5, Mark 6. We're not going to need a Mark 7 on it quite yet. You can see we've already put 2 stacks of stone into this thing. Mark 5, Mark 6. We're going to make some ×3 upgrades, which works exactly the same as the ×1 upgrades, it just applies 3 at a time. So we take a look, 64 stacks max, 256. You can see the number of upgrade slots is going down by 3 every time. There we go. This thing is now capable of storing 3,000 stacks of stone. That's what we need. One last thing we're going to need to do. We're going to need to go up, go up, go up. We're going to want to get an ME I/O port. No. Which is 2 drives, a cable, a logic processor, some glass. Not too difficult. 2 drives, processor, yada yada. Storage cell shuffle. Yes. We're currently using 5 channels. Well, now we're using 6. This allows us to dump the contents of a storage cell into our system. So, if I put my stuff away first of all, anything that I'm not going to need, which is to say pretty much everything in my inventory at the moment, and just to demonstrate why I'm doing this, let's go get our ME chest. I've got the ME chest right here. I'm going to plug him into the system right here. Let's take out this storage cell and pop him in here, right? If I come up here and I take a look at the contents of this system, oh really, I'm surprised. I was expecting to find this thing full of stone. Okay, that one's not either. It's probably these, because these were the first cells. Yeah, there we go. 2,086 stone in this cell, right? We take this and we dump this in here. It's going to dump the entire contents of this cell into our ME system, and it's going to transfer all of that stone into this barrel. Basically, what I need to do is I need to take all of these cells out, and we're going to dump these all through this I/O port. In doing so, we're going to clean up our system, and we're going to put all of our stone where it needs to be, instead of taking up space in our storage cells. Basically, think of this as partitioning our drives. Or not partitioning, defragging. We're defragging our ME system. We're shuffling everything over into the drives that aren't quite full yet, and we're shuffling all of our stone over here where it needs to be. We're at 11,700-ish. If we come take a look at this, we should be at 11,800-ish by now. 11,700, yeah, close enough. There might be a few pieces of stone stuck in the system somewhere else, but yeah, I'm not going to worry about it too much. As long as most of the stone is now going into here. That's what we really want, right? Right. Alright, so this episode has gone to 55 minutes. It's time to wrap up, guys. So, this has been Nightdagger with episode 30 of Modded Minecraft with Nightdagger. Check the description of this video for a world download to get the current state of my world as of the end of this video. And as always, I'll catch you later, peeps.